What's the most inappropriate text you've sent to the wrong person? What happened? Sent my boss a text meant for a group chat with friends that said giving blowjobs at truck stops is not a tax deductible charity donation. My boss wrote back but I kept the receipts and never spoke of it to me. I was on a sports team in college and we had a competition in a different state about 4 hours away that we were driving to on a Friday night. We had a message thread with the whole team and the team president sent out a message that said, "Does anyone know anything about this? I hope it doesn't affect our trip," with a link to an article saying there was massive road closures in the state we were going to because of weather. Except when you clicked on the link it was just a picture of a huge naked black guy. Her friend sent that to her as a way to mess with her and get her to click the link, but she didn't open it to check the story before sending it out to us. I don't remember the exact wording, but I once sent a text meant for my GF to my best friend regarding sleeping on her boobs. My friend then proceeded to tell everyone that I loved his chest. He kept saying he had text evidence to prove it as well. That's the only good response for a guy. Once I accidentally sent a dong pic to my dad that was meant for my girlfriend. Luckily at the time I was living at home, so I snuck downstairs and started deleting the photo. He saw me and was like, "What are you doing with my phone?" and I was all, "I'm just checking something." Then I deleted it with only minor suspicion. That's the best possible outcome. I sent my mother a nude selfie and quickly added, "So sorry, taking progress pictures. Didn't mean to send that to you. Congrats on your progress of how many Sharpies you can fit in your butthole, sweetie." Was getting a lift to a mate's house with my dad's mate years ago. Now this guy drives like a maniac, so when I texted my friend to say how far away I was, I said, "Hey buddy, I'll be 5 minutes early as dad's friend drives like a mad C." I sent it to my dad by accident, who was in the passenger side. He giggled and put his phone back in his pocket. Nothing came of it for weeks, but one day dad's mate came over and was 10 minutes late, so entered the house announcing, "Sorry, I'm late everyone. I was trying not to drive like a mad C." I was trying to write diarrhea on a report but didn't know how to spell it. When I don't know how to spell something I type it into a text so autocorrect can help. Well, I sent the text. Unfortunately it was a group text with my realtor and loan officer. Sent a boob shot to my SO and my other male friend whose name was right under my SO's in my phone. Freaked out and called my SO, then called my friend to apologize. Felt like crap, so was chill about it. Friend deleted it, or so he said. I meant to text my friend, "I'm gonna freaking crap on your chest," but accidentally sent it to a crush I had, who in my opinion was way out of my league. This girl and I are going to be celebrating our 2-year anniversary this October, and number, her fetish isn't me crapping on her chest. I was texting a girl I had known since high school. We are good friends but never dated, and texting a girl I had just started sleeping with. Got the texts mixed up and sent my high school friend a message that, "I really want to get you naked soon." I didn't know I had mixed up the texts and put my phone down. About 20 minutes later she texted back, "How about Thursday night?" It's funny because the conversation went something like, "I saw what your sisters post on Facebook yesterday, that looked like fun." Me, "Yay." She said they were gonna go to that but I didn't know they were going to take part in it. "Well, it looked like they had a good time." Me, "Yay." She said it was a blast. "How's your folks doing? I haven't seen them in forever." "They are good, just getting older and that makes me worry about them a lot." Me, "I really want to get you naked soon." Maybe 20-minute pause. "How about Thursday night? So how did it work out?" "Pretty well. We slept together a few times and are still friends." My brother and his ex used to live with us. She ordered panties in the mail and they arrived one morning before I went to work. I texted her, "Your panties are here," and sent it to a friend instead by accident. She was pretty confused. One time, I was texting with a girl and she invited me to come over so we could be alone and do stuff. We were in high school, and, as the frisky teenager I was, I copied the invitation part of the conversation and sent it to my friend so he could see I was about to get laid. Unfortunately, I sent it to the very girl that I was texting. She started to get confused, asking what happened, and I said, "It's just that this was my favorite part of the conversation." It all went well. I accidentally sent a boob pic to my brother at 3 AM on Viber. Luckily he wasn't online, so I used the delete feature and thought nothing happened. He answered by sending me a crazy amount of boob pics the next morning. And that's how I learned Viber deletes only what you see. My landlord had come round and was peed that the house was a mess. About half an hour later I accidentally included him in a group text inviting friends and him to the pub. He didn't show up. This is not wrong person but worse autocorrect. Back when I had a flip phone with 9 keys, I had recently helped my girlfriend's 13 or so year old sister with her math homework. She had failed her math test and was pretty crushed about it. I wanted to buy her ice cream to cheer her up, but GF wanted to watch a movie. After everything was done that night, I get a text from little sister telling me thanks. I texted back, no problem, just wanted to cheer you up tonight but your sister wouldn't let me. Turns out cheer uses the same keys on a flip phone as AIDS did not notice. Little sister proceeded to ask family member what AIDS was. Entire family proceeded to come to the strange conclusion I was trying to tell her I wanted to butt ram her and give her HIV. Not me, my grandfather, but he was cheating on his wife for a while and his lover, and he would text back and forth. He sent the texts to his kids a couple times accidentally. That was awkward for everybody. My brothers and I are all on one Apple account, and my 2 younger brothers, 15 and 17, don't know that my MacBook is getting all of their iMessages. I constantly get iMessages from both of their girlfriends talking about how my brothers split their buttholes and go pretty rough. They ask each other for weed on a daily basis as well. I'm so tempted to text back through my MacBook, but I don't want to give myself away and lose my daily entertainment. My girlfriend accidentally sent a text about her plans for us to frick that night to my mum. We were young and in the same room as her at the time. Whoops. I'd pay good money to be a spider on the wall to see that one play out. Sent my friend's girlfriend a message saying okay BBE now send me nudes X while we were organizing her boyfriend's surprise birthday party. She was fine with it once I explained that I was having 2 conversations at once. Sent sucker dong to my ex. Meant to send it to a friend. Was drunk. Texted her back, oops, wrong person. Ended up sleeping with her again that night. One time, I thought I texted my girlfriend, hey hottie, I've been thinking about that body all day. I got a text back a few minutes later saying, you know this is your grandma right? Dang right I do. Have you seen my butt for? Ended up going to a woman who'd been stalked by her ex and was receiving rude texts from his friends. 2 weeks later the cops called to discuss and I had to repeat the text to the police woman who responded, what's a butt for? I followed through and had the cop floored. All good in the end. So I was in a German class back when I was in college, and like most of my classes back then, I was bored and sitting in the back of the classroom. So I pulled out my phone and texted my roommate a really stupid joke. I'll preface this with the fact that I am not gay, but just had a weird sense of humor with my roommate. I sent him a text that read, hey, after class let's do anal. Thinking I just sent him the joke of the century. I was laughing pretty hard to myself until I saw at the top of my screen mom. My heart sank and I turned completely white. My ex that was in the class with me noticed how I looked and asked me what happened. I couldn't say a word. I was so embarrassed. I sent a link to a Wikipedia article for penile transplantation to most of my contacts list. I was supposed to copy and paste an invitation to the pub that evening but apparently did not copy it. It was originally in reference to an episode of Workaholics, if you were wondering why the frick I had it copied. You just go on the internet and tell lies. You obviously wanted to become you double-edic dude. Told the boss I was going to doctor's appointment. Actually went golfing. Texted my buddy it's so hard being such a good golfer, or something along those lines. Got a text back from my boss asking me how my golf game was. I realized then I had texted my boss the trash talk, not my golfing buddy. I had some backtracking to do there. Well, I know my mom, Mary, didn't really appreciate it when I told her that I couldn't wait to tear her butt up when I was trying to text my fiancée, Mary Ann. My mom didn't talk to me for like a week. I accidentally texted "fine then I won't finger you" to my mom instead of my girlfriend. I heard her erupt from downstairs and I just raced to her trying to delete the text while she was cracking up. I act like it never happened. A girl I was friends with at the time was talking about having a baby. She already had 2 by her ex-husband who had full custody of them. Diagnosed bipolar, borderline personality, always had to have a guy to financially support her. I thought I was texting my husband when I said, she really shouldn't have more kids, she can't even take care of the ones she has now, but I sent that to her. Oops, she got mad at me for a little while. Then wanted to be friends again and she dropped the whole having kids thing until after I had one and she got baby crazy again. She asked my opinion about it and I told her flat out that she would be stupid to have a kid, so she called me a B and a bad mom and pretty sure she had a kid just to spite me and the rest of her friends group who held the same opinion. Sounds like you need to goof up and accidentally send her more texts. My message was, dude, what the frick am I gonna do? She turned me down. I feel like crying. I was supposed to send it to my close bud. Accidentally sent it to the girl instead. Anyway, the message actually helped because she didn't actually turn me and actually liked me. She was just confused on what to do at the time and I was just overthinking it. How fortunate. I do this a lot. I told my housemate in great detail what I was, or wasn't, wearing. I've also texted him many times where it's less inappropriate but still amusing. I told my mum that the surprise frick that morning was amazing. I told my boss she was going to get loads of snuggles, cuddles and more. I told my dad he was the hottest man on earth. I also texted him I love you and he got really happy that I'd text him out of the blue, so I decided not to correct him. From the other end, a friend of mine and I were texting. 10 minutes after we stopped, I got another saying that she was wearing something special tonight, followed by a picture of some really skimpy lingerie. A minute later followed by several sorry messages explaining they were for her BF. And then no talk for like a month. My dong wants a hug from your vag. Accidentally sent to my father. He LOL'd and said he immediately deleted it. Had a slightly dirty conversation with someone that's regular. Realized after about 15 messages back and forth that it was the wrong person I was texting, just with the same name. I guess she was willing though. Hey babe, ready for dinner? Meant it to go to my GF. Accidentally sent it to my ex who was having a hard time coping with our breaking up. It had been like 4-5 months already, but she took it hard. Not me, but my ex when I was with him, was trying to send me a dong pic. Not only did I get it, but so did around 10 of his other contacts, which included his ex-wife, his boss and his mother. Well, I have a friend named Bobby who was dating a girl named Katie. I was making a Snapchat video of the Charlie pencil thing to send to Bobby where I said Charlie will Katie suck my dong and then blew the pencil to say yes. Oddly enough, Bobby and Katie's Snapchat names were right next to each other and Bobby didn't get that snap. I assume she didn't find it funny. Once I got a text from an unknown number that said I want to frick you. I texted back I'm flattered, but I have a girlfriend so I'll have to decline. She was super embarrassed and apologized and said she was trying to text her boyfriend. When asked why her boyfriend's number wasn't already in her phone, she said that it was in her phone but she deleted it and put it back in from memory. I asked her why she deleted it in the first place. She tells me this story about how her BF cheated on her, then mocked her on the phone with his new GF, so she deleted him. But then they got back together. The last thing I told her was, did you know that wolves mate for life? If he doesn't have the moral fiber of a wolf, he's probably not worth your time. I've always kinda wondered what happened to her. I was sitting in the living room with my stepmom and she was berating me about something that I can't recall. Anyway, I was texting this girl on and off throughout this little situation and told her I hate this woman. She pees me the frick off. Only, I didn't send that to my friend, but to my stepmom, who was sitting across from me. When I realized this, my butthole quickly turned purple. There's only one left, which was supposed to go to a co-worker and went to a friend whose 2 cats we were cat sitting. Sent, are you ready for Newtown Festival mother sucker? To my gay black friend. White Catholic priest replies my name. I think you've got the wrong number. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry father. It was meant for someone else. The priest's like, that's alright mother sucker, comma. Cool priest. Drunk, I texted my boss that I wanted to suck on his butt and ride him to the moon thinking he was my GF. Texted back, alright honey, where do we meet up? I knocked out and awoke with scores of dirty messages from him. Turns out he was drunk as frick too. Super awkward coming back to work from a 4-day weekend. Was helping a buddy's sister out trying to edit a video. Was texting a girl I just slept with. They have the same name. I sent a way too explicit text to my buddy's sister. I have not heard back, and that's probably for the better. After a night of drinking at like 3 AM I decided to demand that my friend who I played WoW with allow me to raid with his guild. So I sent him a text that saying that he needs to make me a raider right fricking now or I'm going to burn his fricking house down. Turns out I accidentally sent it to my crush who promptly responded with Leah Jenkins. She didn't play video games at all, so needless to say it only made me like her even more. Guess who got laid last night by a dong the size of Everest? Supposed to go to my roommate. Instead, went to my ultra-Catholic mother who was, needless to say, not amused. I just bought a kayak and have been asking various friends about roof racks all week. Yesterday I texted a married female friend who has the same car as I do and said, "Do you have a rack?" She responded, "Yes." And then I asked, "Can you send me a picture?" That's when I realized that I left out the word roof. My boss sent me a text saying that he liked the meatloaf I cooked him and that he wanted to give me his meatloaf later that night. It was for his wife. I ended up getting a raise the next day. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.